You can't play me.
You thought I was.
I ain't looking for no man.
Looking for no man.
Keep your fake ass relationship.
Fake ass relationship.
Ain't nothing but a deal.
Ain't nothing but a
And that's
deal.
about as far as it's
That's
gonna
about as
get.
far as it's gonna
I ain't
get.
looking for no
I
man.
ain't looking for no
Keep
man.
your fake ass relationship.
Fake ass relationship.
Ain't nothing but a deal.
Ain't nothing but a
And that's
deal.
about as far as it's
That's about
gonna
as
get.
far as it's gonna get.
See, some women are not ready for the full love. That's why I abbreviate love just to LUV. But nonetheless, I have a young lady on the phone that's intelligent, articulate, attractive, attentive. She's not loud and aggressive, but she's definitely on point. Without further ado, Rabbit's on the phone with us right now. Rabbit, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. How are you?
Now, I want you to let everybody know where you calling from.
I'm currently in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Yay!
Now, you have a YouTube channel yourself. Now, I know it surrounds beauty tips and all that, but what's the real premise behind your channel?
So basically the premise behind my channel was I was often the victim of, I don't want to call it overt bullying, but more of, I guess, social pressure to straighten my hair so that I could conform to the appearance of a lot of my peers. And I just got tired of basically being told that the way I naturally was born was not good enough. And so that's kind of, I guess, what started me recording, was because I wanted girls to really realize that, you know, everybody is beautiful and you should be able to just love and embrace who you are without feeling the need to conform to what some group tells you need to do. That was the premise, I guess.
Now, Rabbit, just to keep it 100, you do have an exotic look to you. And not out of ignorance, I thought that you were biracial when I first seen you. But you're not, and you're not black. Do you get upset when someone approaches you and instantly think that you're biracial, or even questions what you are?
I guess it depends on the way that they approach me. You know, a lot of the time when people accost me on the streets about my ethnicity, I'm usually accused of being either like Ethiopian or Eritrean, and biracial specifically. I've never had anyone really ask me about anything else. And if they just approach in a way that's very polite and inquisitive, I'm okay with just, you know, also responding politely and saying, oh, you know, that's not really something I want to talk about because I don't feel like that defines me. But when people come at me with this notion that, okay, I know you have to be from here, here, or here, so which one is it? And then I say, actually, none of those are correct, and I don't want to talk about it, and they get really upset, it really makes me apprehensive to share anything with people, because I feel as though people get so hooked on this need to identify with something, and I would rather someone try to identify with me based upon my personality or based upon my interests and other commonalities such as that, rather than just saying, oh, she has long hair, she has to be mixed, or she has to be Ethiopian, etc. So I just don't like people making those judgments about me without actually taking the time to get to know me.
Now, let me ask you this. Did you attend school with mostly whites?
Are you talking about presently or in the past?
Oh, are you in school right now?
Oh, yes, I am. I am working on my master's degree right now.
Oh, man. Beauty and brains. Great combination. No, I'm mainly talking about like elementary, middle school.
Yes, definitely throughout all of my childhood. So like elementary, middle school, and like the early years of high school, I was raised in like private Catholic schools. So almost all of the people were Caucasian. I believe we had in one of my schools one other girl who was full African American, and so she and I were pretty much the only two color exposed to the school that we went to. And it's just been that way for most of my life up until, I would say, when I entered the 10th grade and I was in Arkansas. I moved to Arkansas, and that was the first time I was ever really exposed to a lot of diversity.
Now, to let everyone know, you are married, and you happen to be married to a white man. Now, I'm thinking the reason why you got married to a white man, not because you didn't love him, it's because you adapted to your surroundings.
Right. No, that's a valid point and an excellent question. And I guess my answer to that, well, because it's kind of two parts. First of all, no, I don't have a preference about what ethnicity I prefer. I actually have dated someone who was from South Korea. I've dated someone who was from India. So I don't care what someone's ethnicity is. But I guess to a certain extent, you know, you brought up the point that being in a certain environment does facilitate this sort of comforting sense when you're around people that you know and that you're familiar with. And I would definitely say that there is kind of that sense of familiarity there, just because that is who I was raised around. But by no means does that define who I am attracted to, or does it encourage me or discourage me from interacting with someone else.
Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever dated a black man?
Well, I guess it depends on your definition of black. I went on 2 dates with someone who was mixed. He was half African American and his mother was French, I believe. So
basically what you're saying is you dated your Barack Obama.
Pretty much.
As a black man, it's all about black love. Do you think black men in my situation that seeking love, should they just go ahead and try to explore the interracial dating scene?
You know what? I am not sure if I would necessarily encourage or discourage someone from exploring a specific racial pool for dating, just because my philosophy is sort of that I don't believe that race really matters. I think what it comes down to when we look at differences is a difference in culture. And it's true that race is kind of associated with that, but you see it all the time where you may have someone who is Asian, but they are raised in a predominantly Hispanic community, and they may feel more Hispanic than, let's just say, Japanese, if that's what their actual heritage is. So I feel like it's more of the cultural things that define us and make us different, not our skin color. So if somebody is interested in pursuing a relationship with someone else, obviously they have to have some sort of common ground. They have to have some sort of interest together. And I would just say, before looking at the person's appearance, so whether their skin is white or whether they have straight hair or anything like that, you should figure out, well, would I be able to have something in common with this person? And I think that goes beyond their racial identity. So that's kind of my philosophy, I guess. So if I had to very succinctly tell someone what my opinion about that was, I would say definitely just keep an open mind and see where love can take you, regardless of skin color.
And lastly, Rabbit, since you are married and you have found love, I want you to give men tips on finding love. But I notice when you out here seeking love, a lot of women, they all about one or two things: getting money or getting sex. So how can you avoid that when you out here in the dating arena seeking love?
That also is another very valid point. And so if I had to give any advice to young men out there seeking love without boundaries, I guess is, like I said, is my philosophy. I would say definitely starting off with some sort of friendship is most important. In regards to my relationship with my husband, we were friends first, and we've been together for 9 years now, just because, we started off as friends, so we established that sort of foundation that was needed to build a lasting relationship. I think far too often people try to base these relationships that they have with people on things like appearance or on money or on social status. And yeah, that may look great on paper, or it may look great when you're bragging to your friends, but you have to think long term. So definitely the first thing I would say is for a guy to just try to be friends with the girl first. Try to get to know her, because she may have something about her that surprises you.
And that concludes our interview. Now, I recorded that interview a couple days ago. Man, did she blow you away or what? Now, if y'all want to hear more Rabbit, why don't you go ahead and visit her channel. It's InterPlanetRabbit. And I'm going to put her link in the description area. Put God first. Y'all be good. Peace.